right. Get ready, because we're going deep on parallel inverters today.
Yo!
You sent over this really cool first-hand account of a solar panel installation.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's way more complicated than I thought, just slapping some panels up on the roof.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of complexity there that people don't realize.
Yeah, and especially when you want like 24-hour power.
Especially for 24-hour power.
Yeah, that's like building your own little mini grid.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
It is.
But before we get too far, can we just make sure everyone understands what a parallel inverter is?
Yeah, so a single inverter
Yeah.
takes the DC electricity that your solar panels generate and converts it to AC,
Okay.
which is what your house uses.
Right.
So a parallel inverter system uses multiple inverters working together to handle a larger amount of power.
So it's like they team up
Exactly.
to make the energy flow stronger.
Yeah, it's like an inverter team.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's necessary when you're trying to get that energy independence and
Right.
you're trying to power your whole house all the time.
Day and night.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this installation uses Trina 615 solar panels,
Yes.
which the installer called the Beast.
Yes.
Why do you think he chose these specific panels?
Well, the 615 means it's a 615 watt panel.
Oh.
So that's a lot of power output.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty high power output for a residential solar panel.
So that makes sense why it's the Beast.
Yeah, it's a beast of a panel.
Yeah.
He also mentioned nanotechnology.
Yes.
That's probably more than just marketing.
Okay.
Nanotechnology usually refers to materials that are engineered at the nanoscale
Yeah.
to improve efficiency.
Uh-huh.
It could be like special coatings or structures to capture more sunlight,
Oh.
or convert it to electricity more effectively.
Well.
Don't know the details, but it's definitely a high-performance panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. And to store all this energy, he's using 16 Mad Dog batteries.
That's right. Mad Dog batteries are Rolls-Royce 856-volt batteries.
Yeah, okay.
They're deep-cycle lead-acid batteries.
Okay, I thought most people use lithium batteries now for solar.
Yeah, lithium-ion batteries are becoming more popular.
Yeah.
But lead-acid batteries,
Yeah.
they're actually known for their robustness,
Okay.
and their lifespan is quite long,
Oh.
and they're lower cost.
Okay, so there's some trade-offs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Definitely.
But what's really interesting to me is how the inverters are connected.
Yeah.
He really emphasizes the importance of the communication cables.
Oh, yeah. Communication is key.
He even says they have to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Why is that so important?
Well, because the inverter's in a parallel system.
Yeah.
They aren't just working next to each other. They're working together as one unit.
Okay.
So they need to be communicating.
Gotcha.
They use those cables to share information like their voltage, the frequency, and the load.
So it's like they're having a strategy meeting.
Exactly, to make sure everything's going smoothly.
Yeah.
And, if they didn't communicate, you could have imbalances,
Oh?
inefficiencies,
Right.
and it could be dangerous.
Okay. So that's why he's saying the inverters could blow up?
Yeah, if they're not connected properly, that could happen.
Wow.
It could be a fire hazard.
Okay, so this is serious business.
Yeah, it's not a DIY project.
Yeah.
You need someone who knows what they're doing.
For sure. So what exactly are they communicating?
They're sharing data about the entire system,
Oh, wow.
like the voltage and frequency of the AC power they're making,
Okay.
the current flowing through the system,
Yeah.
the load on each inverter.
Oh, so it's not just connecting wires.
No, it's a whole intelligent network,
Yeah.
all working together to be safe and efficient.
Wow. And that's how you get that 24-hour power.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then he also talks about this battery equalizer.
Yeah.
And he uses the word suicide if you don't use one with a big battery bank.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's important.
Yeah, he's not exaggerating. The
Okay.
battery equalizer is really important.
Yeah.
It helps keep all the batteries healthy and working for a long time,
Right.
because you have 16 individual batteries
Right.
all connected together,
Right.
and they're all slightly different,
Oh.
in terms of their resistance and charging characteristics.
So it's like a team of runners
Yeah, like a track team.
where some are faster than others.
Right, exactly. And you need to keep them in sync.
Right.
Otherwise, some batteries could be overcharged, while others are undercharged.
Oh.
That can really damage the batteries and shorten their lifespan.
Okay, so it's like the equalizer is the coach.
Yeah, it keeps everyone performing at their best.
Make sure no one burns out too quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like with 16 batteries, that's super important.
It's crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like creating this system isn't just about getting the right equipment. You got to understand how everything works together.
Yeah.
You got to know the pitfalls.
Yeah, for sure.
And it has to be installed properly.
It's all about the details.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he said these batteries can last for like 6,000 cycles.
Yeah, that's the cycle life.
Wow.
That's a lot of cycles.
Okay, so can you explain what a cycle is?
So one cycle is a full charge and discharge of the battery.
Okay.
So that means these batteries could potentially last for many years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, especially with regular use.
Yeah, so choosing the right batteries is important.
Yeah, you don't want to replace them all the time.
Right, that's a big investment.
Exactly.
Okay. So we talked about the beasts.
Yeah.
The batteries, the cables.
Yes.
But he's also mentioned some dangers.
Yes. Safety is really important.
Yeah. He said the inverters could blow up.
Yeah, he's talking about the fact that these inverters handle a lot of energy.
Right.
So if the connections are wrong or the settings are off,
yeah,
you could have a short circuit.
Okay. And what does that mean?
Well, it's like a surge of electricity taking a wrong turn.
Oh.
It bypasses the normal circuitry.
Okay.
And causes a release of energy.
Yeah.
And that can damage the inverter.
And it could cause a fire.
It's possible.
Wow. So you really can't mess around with this stuff.
No, you need a professional.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've covered a lot in this first part.
Yeah, we've laid some good groundwork.
We talked about how parallel inverters work.
Yeah.
All the parts of the system.
Yeah.
And how dangerous it can be if it's not done right.
Definitely important to be safe.
Yeah. But there's still so much more to explore.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
In the next part, I want to look at the bigger picture. You know?
Yeah.
Like what this means for energy independence.
The big picture.
And maybe even community microgrids.
It's going to be interesting.
And where this tech is going in the future.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Let's do it.
All right, cool.
Sounds good.
So we talked about all the little details, but now I kind of want to zoom out and talk about like the big picture.
Yeah, the why.
Yeah, why is someone going through all this trouble to set up a system like this?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is resilience.
Okay.
People want to make sure they have power.
Right.
Especially if something happens like a natural disaster or the grid goes down.
Or the price of electricity goes way up.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're making your own power, you don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. It gives you a sense of security.
Right. You're in control.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's part of this bigger trend
Yeah.
where energy is becoming more decentralized.
Okay.
So instead of big power plants, people are using smaller, more local sources.
Like solar panels.
Yeah, like solar and wind.
Right.
And parallel inverters are a big part of that because they let you scale up your system.
To fit your needs, basically.
Exactly.
It's like taking your power back.
Yeah, you're not just a consumer. You're producing energy too.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is empowering.
So this installation was for a single home.
Right.
But could you use this for like a whole neighborhood?
Oh, absolutely. That's where you get microgrids. So all the homes and businesses are connected and they can share energy.
Oh, wow. So they don't even need the main grid.
Well, they can connect to the main grid if they want.
Right.
But they can also operate independently.
Okay. So how would that actually work?
So it's like a little energy ecosystem.
Right.
Homes with solar panels can share their extra energy.
Right.
And homes that don't have solar can use that.
Yeah.
And batteries can store energy for later.
Oh, so it makes the whole community more resilient.
Exactly. Everyone benefits.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And it can help during a power outage.
Oh, right. Because the microgrid can still work.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So this technology is really important.
Yeah, it's a big part of the future of energy.
Okay, but are there any downsides?
Well, one challenge is complexity. As you add more inverters and energy sources, you need more sophisticated controls.
So it's not just plugging stuff together.
No, it's more than that.
Right.
You need a smart system to manage it all.
Okay, and is that a problem?
Well, we need more people who know how to do that.
Okay, so we need more trained installers.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, what about the cost?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Is this only for rich people?
Well, the upfront cost can be high.
Yeah.
But you have to think about the long-term savings.
Okay.
You know, you're not paying for electricity anymore,
Right.
and the technology is getting cheaper.
So it's getting more accessible.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, cool. What about the environmental impact?
Yeah, that's important too.
Solar's clean, but what about making the panels and batteries?
Right. So you want to look for manufacturers who are sustainable,
Okay.
who use responsible practices.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, so we've talked about the technical stuff.
Right.
The safety, the potential for communities.
Yeah.
What about the future?
The future.
Where are parallel inverters going?
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
Okay, so one trend is they're getting smarter.
Oh.
So it's not just communication between inverters. It's more advanced control systems that can optimize energy flow and even interact with the grid.
So it's like the Internet of Energy.
Exactly. All of these devices talking to each other.
Okay, and what does that mean?
Well, for example, your system could sell energy back to the grid.
Oh, wow.
When prices are high.
So you could actually make money.
You could.
That's amazing.
It's like your house is a little power plant.
Wow.
And what?
Well, batteries are getting better too.
Okay.
Like solid-state batteries.
Yeah.
They're more efficient and safer.
So even more potential.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
But with all this technology, are we forgetting about people?
That's a good point.
Yeah. Like what's the human element?
We have to make sure this technology is accessible.
Yeah.
And that it benefits everyone.
Right. It shouldn't be just for the wealthy.
Okay, so we need to have these conversations.
Yes. With definitely.
About how to make this work for everyone.
It's important.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I want to go back to that installation story.
Yeah.
What really stood out to you about it?
Oh, I was really impressed by the installer.
Yeah.
He was so passionate.
Yeah, he really cared.
Yeah, he wanted to make a great system.
Yeah, and he was really good at it.
He was.
And it shows that these systems are real.
Right.
They're not just ideas.
Yeah, they're making a difference.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I think we've explored a lot.
We have.
In this deep dive.
Yeah.
But in the last part, I want to talk about what people can actually do.
Okay.
You know, if they're interested in this.
Yeah, some action steps.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Are you ready for that?
I am. Let's do it.
So we've talked a lot about parallel inverters.
We have.
All the technical stuff, the big ideas.
Yeah.
But now I want to know, what can people actually do?
Right.
If they want to learn more or even, get a system for themselves.
Yeah, good question.
Where do they even start?
Well, I think the first thing is research.
Right.
There's so much info online.
Yeah.
Articles, videos, forums,
Yeah.
even like communities about solar and off-grid living.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to get into the technical details.
Okay.
But also look for real stories.
Yeah.
Like the one we talked about.
Right. Seeing how other people have done it.
Yeah, exactly. It can be really helpful.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Are there like any organizations or groups that can help?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
There are solar energy associations, advocacy groups.
Okay.
They do workshops, webinars, even in-person consultations.
Oh, wow. So you can actually talk to someone.
Yeah, you can get your questions answered.
That's great.
And they can connect you with installers.
Oh, okay. So it's good to have a guide.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's say someone's ready to get a system.
Okay.
What are the biggest things they should think about?
Well, the first thing is, how much electricity do you use?
Right, your energy needs.
Exactly. You need to know your daily usage, your peak demand.
Okay.
Do you have any big appliances?
Yeah.
Things that use a lot of energy?
That makes sense, because you can't just get any system.
No, it has to be the right size.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you figure that out?
Well, that's where a solar installer comes in.
Oh, yeah.
They can assess your needs, look at your property,
right,
and figure out what's best for you.
Like how many panels and what kind of inverter?
Yeah, all that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What about the cost, though?
Right. Cost is a big factor.
Yeah. Is there any way to make it more affordable?
Well, a lot of governments offer incentives.
Okay.
Like tax credits or rebates.
Oh, wow.
And there are financing options, too.
Okay.
Like loans and leases.
So it might not be as expensive as you think.
Yeah, it's worth looking into.
Okay, cool. Anything else to consider?
Well, think about the environmental impact.
Oh, right, because even though solar is clean, making the panels and batteries might not be.
So look for sustainable manufacturers.
Yeah. Right, companies that care about the environment.
Exactly.
Okay, so we talked about the present.
Yeah.
But what about the future?
The future of parallel inverters.
Yeah. Any cool trends on the horizon?
Well, one really interesting thing is virtual power plants.
Okay, I've heard of those. What are they?
So it's like a network of homes, all with parallel inverter systems, and they all work together.
Like a team?
Yeah, like a giant power plant.
Wow.
And they can help stabilize the grid.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and integrate more renewable energy.
So it's like everyone's working together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a really cool concept.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
But with all this tech getting so advanced, what about people?
Oh, that's an important point.
Like, are we just going to be robots controlled by the grid?
No.
Okay.
We have to make sure this tech empowers people.
Right. It should be a tool.
Exactly.
Not a dictator.
Yeah, it should give people more control.
Right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So for someone who's listening to all this, and they're like, wow, this is a lot.
It can be overwhelming.
But they're still interested. What would you tell them?
Start small.
Okay.
You don't have to do everything at once.
Yeah.
Just get a few panels of battery and inverter.
Right.
It'll give you backup power. You'll use less from the grid.
Yeah.
And you'll get a feel for it.
Okay, so baby steps.
Yeah, exactly.
And then maybe one day it'll grow into something bigger.
Maybe a whole community microgrid.
Right, exactly. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it's a great goal.
Okay. Well, I think we've covered just about everything.
I think so.
About parallel inverters.
You went deep.
We did. It was a really cool deep dive.
Yeah, it was fun.
I learned a lot.
Me too.
So thank you for sharing your expertise.
Of course, happy to be here.
And to everyone listening.
Yeah.
Whether you're a solar pro or just starting out,
keep learning.
Keep asking questions.
And exploring.
Yeah, and remember, we can do this together.
Exactly.
We can create a better energy future.
For everyone.
Yeah. All right, that's a great way to end it.
I think so.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And to all our listeners out there, stay curious and stay energized.